Imagine walking into a major Las Vegas resort on Labor Day weekend. You expect the roar of the slot machines, the shoulder-to-shoulder crowds, the electric chaos that defines Sin City. Instead, you are met with silence. You walk down hallways that are ghostly quiet, past rows of empty tables. But then you sit down at a bar, order a simple bottle of water, and the bill comes. $9. Plus tax. Plus a service fee. This isn't just inflation, it is a shakedown. For decades, there was an unwritten deal. You lose a little at the tables, and they treat you like a king. But look around. That deal is dead. And what's left in its place is something far uglier. Las Vegas has broken its sacred social contract. The massive corporations running the Strip, MGM, Caesars, the titans of the industry, thought they could replace genuine hospitality with cold algorithms designed to extract every last cent from your pocket. This is no longer just about expensive drinks. It is about a betrayal of trust that is driving the city toward a financial cliff. Stick with me, because in this video, I'm going to break down the 7 fatal chapters of this betrayal that are turning Sin City into a ghost town. We will expose the desperate discount trap. And when we get to chapter 6, I will reveal the internal reality behind their theme park for the rich strategy. A move that has backfired spectacularly, costing them the one thing money can't buy: your loyalty. Part 1. The Empty Hotel. A 7% drop in The City That Never Sleeps. First, let's talk about the most visible symptom of this disease: the silence. For decades, the heartbeat of Las Vegas was its overwhelming density. You went there to be part of the crowd, to feel that frenetic energy where day and night blurred into one continuous party. But something unprecedented is happening. The data is finally catching up to what we have all felt anecdotally. Recent reports indicate that hotel occupancy has plummeted to a shocking 76%. That is a massive 7% drop year over year. To put that in perspective, in a city built on running at near full capacity to cover its immense overhead, a 7% drop is not just a bad quarter, it is a catastrophe. It is even more terrifying when you look at when this is happening. We are not talking about a random Tuesday in the dead of summer heat. We are talking about Labor Day weekend, traditionally one of the busiest, most profitable times on the calendar. Reports from the ground were eerie. Visitors described walking down the plush corridors of top-tier resorts and hearing nothing but the hum of the air conditioning. The casino floors, usually a labyrinth of noise and movement, had vast pockets of dead space. Dealers stood at empty tables, shuffling cards for ghosts. This isn't just an economic dip, it is a vote of no confidence. The city that never sleeps is starting to look like it's taking a nap, and the reason is simple. The tourists, the lifeblood of this desert oasis, are voting with their feet. They've done the math, and the equation no longer makes sense. The allure of the neon lights can't hide the emptiness of the experience anymore. When you walk through those lobbies, you don't feel the excitement of possibility. You feel the desperation of a business model that knows it has pushed its customers too far. The emptiness serves as the first undeniable piece of evidence that the dark side has taken over. The people haven't just stayed home. They have actively chosen to go anywhere else but here. Part 2. The Desperate Discount Scam. Why cheap rooms are a trap. And how have the corporate giants responded to this exodus? Not by fixing the problem, but by launching the Desperate Discount Scam. Browse any booking site right now, and you will see a chaotic discount war. Luxury rooms at the Bellagio or Caesars are slashed by 30 to 40%, dangling free Ferris wheel tickets or dining credits that barely cover an appetizer. it looks like they are finally humbling themselves. But do not be fooled. This is a classic bait and switch designed to get your body into the building so the real extraction can begin.
You just heard all the time, like, they booked it, they saw the price, and then all of a sudden, when they get to the casino, they fly there, they drive there, they check in, and the price is double. I'm like, well, that's just a scam.
These deals are nothing more than a hollow shell game. You might score a room for $59, but the moment you check in, the assault begins. That discounted room comes with a mandatory resort fee that has quietly crept up to $60 a night, often costing more than the room itself. And for what? A gym you won't use and Wi-Fi that should be free? It is an insulting, non-negotiable tax on your existence. But the insult gets personal when you simply try to exist in the space. You crack open a bottle of water on the counter? That is a $9 mistake, plus tax, plus a convenience fee. And let's not forget the parking. For decades, free parking was the city's way of saying thank you. Now, it's $30 a day just to store your car. Customers recognize that these perks are shallow distractions. A free ride on the high roller doesn't make up for the feeling of being exploited every time you try to hydrate yourself. It feels predatory. They are looking at you not as a guest, but as a hostage to be harvested. That visceral sense of being ripped off is why those cheap rooms remain empty, no matter how low the sticker price drops. Part 3. The service, dark side. Robots, kiosks, and no housekeeping. If the hidden fees are the insult, the disappearance of human hospitality is the injury. Las Vegas used to be the gold standard for service. You were greeted by name, the bartender remembered your drink, and the maid service was invisible magic. But the corporate boards decided that humans are too expensive. So they replaced the soul of the city with ruthless cost-cutting machines. The dark side of service today is that there is no service. Walk into a lobby now, and you aren't greeted by a smiling host. You are herded toward a cold, glowing row of self-check-in kiosks. It feels less like arriving at a luxury resort and more like checking in for a budget flight at a crowded airport. And it doesn't stop there. Go to the bar, and you might be served by a robotic arm. It's touted as futuristic, but in reality, it is deeply lonely. A robot cannot listen to your story. It cannot share a joke. It just dispenses liquid and takes your money. The human connection, the very thing that makes travel memorable, has been severed to save a few dollars on payroll. Perhaps the most degrading change is what has happened to housekeeping. This used to be a given. Now, in many resorts, clean sheets and fresh towels are treated like a rare privilege you have to beg for. They call it green initiatives to save the planet. But we all know the truth. It is to save their bottom line. You are paying hundreds of dollars a night to take out your own trash and reuse dirty towels. This shift has turned the resorts into beautiful, hollow shells. They are architecturally stunning, but emotionally dead. The service has become a transaction, leaving guests feeling isolated in a city of millions. Part 4. The mega event gamble. A high-stakes bet that failed. Realizing regular tourists were rejecting this cold reality, the executives made a desperate pivot. The mega event gamble. They stopped trying to please families and retirees, going all in on Formula One, the Sphere, and the Super Bowl. The strategy was arrogant. Replace the volume of the middle class with the extreme wealth of the global elite. They turned the city into a construction zone for months, snarling traffic and making life a nightmare, all to pave the way for a 3-day race.
In front of the Bellagio, 2 traffic lanes are closed 24 hours a day as the Bellagio Fountain Club is now up. The sidewalk is also off-limits. You can see an obscured version of the fountain show from across the street through the glass and seats of the temporary F1 building.
On the surface, with the roar of F1 engines, it looked like a victory. But underneath, it's a house of cards collapsing. This strategy created a devastating boom and bust cycle. Yes, the weekends are packed with high rollers, but come Monday, the city turns into a ghost town. The mega event crowd is different. They fly in on private jets, stay in VIP suites, and leave. They don't wander the casino floor or sit at slot machines, the very things that pay the city's light bills. By chasing the whales, the casinos alienated the ocean of small fish that kept the ecosystem alive. The loyal middle-class tourists, who used to fill rooms from Sunday to Thursday, have been completely pushed out. They look at the $1,000 tickets and the privacy walls blocking the view and realize they aren't welcome. Vegas explicitly told its most loyal customers, unless you can drop $10,000, we don't want you. This gamble backfired because you cannot sustain a massive city on just 4 weekends a year. The silence on a Tuesday night is the direct result of this arrogance. They built a playground for billionaires, and the millionaires left. Part 5. The demographic collapse. Why even Canadians are fleeing. The emptiness isn't just about numbers. It is about who is missing. We are witnessing a demographic earthquake shaking the city's foundation. For 50 years, the backbone of Las Vegas wasn't the billionaire. It was the retired couple from the Midwest and the loyal visitors from Canada. They weren't dropping millions, but they were there every season, filling the slots at 2 a.m. and keeping the lights on. But now, that loyalty has been shattered. Talk to anyone in the Canadian travel industry, and the story is brutal. The Vegas vacation is dead. The math has become impossible. It's not just the exchange rate, it's death by 1,000 cuts. Canadians realize that for the price of a 3-day weekend in Vegas, being charged for parking, resort fees, and $20 cocktails, they can fly to an all-inclusive resort in Mexico for a whole week. The psychological difference is massive. In Mexico, you open your wallet once and are treated like royalty. In Vegas, you open it every 5 minutes just to survive. They haven't just paused their trips. They have permanently shifted their loyalty to destinations that respect their dollar. And the crisis deepens with the next generation. The city is terrifyingly failing to capture Gen Z and millennials. This is the most scam-aware generation in history. They grew up on the internet and can smell a ripoff from a mile away. When they see a $50 resort fee for a gym they didn't ask for, they don't see business, they see a lie. They value transparency. They look at the artificial, overpriced strip and recoil. They would rather spend their money at a festival in Austin or a beach in Thailand where the price is honest. Las Vegas is becoming a city built for a dying generation, while actively antagonizing the ones supposed to replace them. Part 6. The Identity Crisis. A soulless theme park for the rich. This brings us to the climax. Las Vegas is suffering from a terminal identity crisis. It no longer knows what it is, becoming nothing to everyone. Is it a gritty adult playground where anything goes? Or is it a sanitized corporate luxury mall for the elite? The corporations tried to pivot to the latter, turning the Strip into a curated theme park for the rich, chasing the vibe of Monaco with the traffic of Times Square. They ended up with neither. They stripped away the cheap buffets and $5 blackjack tables, the kitschy charm that made Vegas unique, replacing them with high-end concepts that feel sterile. But in doing so, they created a product stuck in a fatal middle ground. It is now far too expensive for the average person to enjoy without financial stress. Yet, crucially, It lacks the genuine exclusivity and service that the actual rich demand. A billionaire does not want to check himself in at a kiosk or scan a QR code for a menu. So, Vegas is left in limbo. It has alienated the millions of middle-class Americans who built it, chasing a fantasy of luxury that feels fake. It has become a soulless monument to corporate greed. The Sin City allure was always about freedom, the freedom to be extravagant on a budget. Now, the only sin left is the gluttony of the balance sheet. The city feels less like a playground and more like a carefully designed trap. You cannot sell a feeling of luxury while treating guests like commodities. They tried to be Sin City and corporate America at the same time, and they lost their soul in the process. Part 7. The final verdict. I will never return is the new reality. This leads us to the final verdict. The phrase, "I will never return," has become the unofficial motto of the modern Las Vegas tourist. It is appearing in forums, in reviews, and in bitter conversations across the country. And it is crucial to understand that this is not just a temporary tantrum about a bad meal or a lost bet. It is a solemn vow. It is the sound of a relationship ending. It is the heartbreak of realizing that the city you once loved no longer loves you back. It only loves your wallet. When you look at the empty hallways and the falling revenue, you are seeing the tangible consequences of a broken social contract. The deal was always simple. We give you our money, and you give us a dream. You give us an escape from reality, a taste of magic. But the corporations got greedy. They decided they wanted the money without providing the dream. They thought they could strip mine the wallets of their guests using algorithms and fees, offering nothing in return but cold robots and indifference. The Sin City scam has finally been exposed in the harsh light of day. It is a scam that takes everything from you, your cash, your patience, your dignity, and hands you back absolute emptiness. The tragedy is not that the people left Las Vegas. It is that Las Vegas left the people first. It traded its soul for quarterly profits. And once that trust is gone, once that vow to never return is made, no amount of desperate discount coupons or flashy neon signs can ever bring it back. The bridge hasn't just been burned, it has been demolished. So, what is the future of this desert empire? The evidence we have uncovered today paints a bleak picture. From the 7% drop in occupancy to the desperate discount wars that only serve to highlight the greed, the signs of decay are everywhere. We have seen how the cost-cutting machines replaced smiling faces with cold robots, turning hospitality into a hassle. We watched the mega-event gamble fail to fill the void left by the vanished middle class, and we witnessed the heartbreak of a demographic collapse, where everyone from Canadian loyalists to Gen Z wanderers has turned their backs on the city. The House always thought it would win. They thought their monopoly on fun was unbreakable. But in their arrogance, they forgot the most fundamental rule of business. You cannot build an empire by disrespecting the very people who built it for you. They turned the beating heart of this city into a cold spreadsheet, optimizing for profit at the expense of the soul. Now, they are paying the ultimate price. The lights are still on, but the party is over. The silence in those hallways is not peace. It is the sound of the city that sold its soul and is now realizing that no one wants to buy it back. But I want to hear from you. This isn't just about numbers on a page, it's about your experiences. Are you one of the people who has vowed to never return? Did you walk into a hotel recently and feel that cold, empty shift in the atmosphere? Or do you think Sin City can still be saved? Please, go down to the comments right now and tell me your story. Let's expose the reality that the brochures won't show. And if you want to keep uncovering the ugly truths behind the world's biggest industries, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. The truth is out there, and we're just getting started. I'll see you in the next deep dive.